Okay, so I chose the movie Central Intelligence. It's an action and a comedy. It was released June 10th, 2016. The film company was New Line Cinema, Rat Pack Dune Entertainment, Perfect World Pictures, Bluegrass Films, Principado Young Entertainment. The producer was Scott Stuber, Peter Principato, Michael Fortrell, Paul Young, and the director was Rawson Marshall Thurber. The screenplay writer was Rawson Thurber, David Stetson, Ike Barinholtz. Cinematographer was Barry Peterson. The primary actors and actresses was Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson. It was costed $50 million to produce. It has generated $127.4 million. The main characters are Bob Stone and Calvin Joyner. It was filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. The plot is a reunion brings together a once bullied student, now a member of the CIA, and a once popular athlete, now an accountant, together for a wild night. After asking for help of a person good with numbers to crack a code for the CIA, the men encounter many shootouts, espionage, and double crosses on trying to prevent worldwide chaos. The primary theme is the overcoming of bullying. Calvin helps Bob as he was being bullied by the main kids in high school, and they become friends in the end. Symbol is the jacket that Calvin wears in high school is a symbol of high standards and what people thought of him. They referred to him as the Golden Jet. Also, his jacket was gold. Bob also wears a CIA necklace tag around his neck almost always, of course, just showing that he is a member of the CIA. The dialogue, Calvin's character was made to be an overly fast talker. However, they mostly talk as they should, adultish. Calvin is usually dressed fairly nicely, such as a button-up and jeans. However, Bob usually wears a t-shirt and camouflage pants with his boots, very casual. Sets are very important because they go many places trying to figure out who killed Bob's partner, and Bob is being blamed for it. So they're trying to prove his innocence by going to these places and going to find a dealer with the code that they're looking for. Makeup is very important because in the beginning of the movie we look at a flashback, and it's when Bob was overweight, and that's what he was bullied for, is being overweight. And also Bob pretends to be a therapist for Calvin in his wife's therapy session, and he dresses very nicely like a therapist would, and Calvin recognizes him, but his wife does not because she does not know who he is. Many close-ups are used, but mostly depth perception shots are used. We see Calvin and Bob meet each other after many years, and Calvin is shocked at the way Bob has changed over the years. So, we see what Calvin is seeing, what he's thinking, and make our own opinion on what Bob looks like. Also, when Calvin's wife Maggie is watching Bob and Calvin fight it out, we see what she is seeing, kind of over her shoulder look. Close-ups are used for emotion, such as when Calvin gets tore up because he doesn't want to be dragged along. Bob comes in and forces him to go with him because he needs him, and Calvin gets really tore up because he doesn't want to be dragged along. He just doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't want to be in any trouble. Many back and forth movements are used because this is an action movie. It is very back and forth. Action is very intense. One sees Bob shoot Calvin as a way to distract the dealers in order to get the code. So most of the time, it's very happy music because it is a comedy film, and it's supposed to be comedic, and both of Dwayne and Kevin Hart are comedians, so, but there is also very much mysterious and suspicious because Calvin is back and forth and doesn't know who to believe on who killed his partner, what actually happened, and if he should help him or not. The CIA is trying to tell him that he killed his partner, but he didn't. So the lighting is very dim in the school as Bob reflects on the dreaded times that people bullied him. It is very dim in the parking garage where Bob meets the dealer with some unexpected guests, and where Bob shoots Calvin. So yeah, it's like those times, or like the flashbacks to when we see Bob's partner die. It's very dark and dim. The rest, however, is pretty natural and happy because, again, it's a comedy, so it's supposed to be a little... So, added information. The first venture between Warner Bros. And Universal Pictures in 20 years. This was the first movie. In 20 years, Kevin Hart makes a remark to Dwayne Johnson when first meeting him about Hercules, as Dwayne Johnson played Hercules in the movie Hercules in 2014. And then Dwayne is exactly 1 foot taller than Kevin and is 100 pounds bigger. So, yeah.